I paid the price to be the main man. 10 years running with the same guy. Now they recognize me like a name brand. I think my future needs some Ray-Ban. Pull up in the spot, take a photo. Smoke it loud, you can smell it from the corridor. Mama proud, I just bought a new auto.
So for me, I've made it. Hi, this is Sibusiso Ngwenya, aka Celebrity Sock Advisor. I started Skinny Sbu Socks in 2013.
Sibusisu's store is situated at the hip and happening Maboneng precinct of Johannesburg. The inspiration for his business came from an unlikely place, his height.
Well, township entrepreneur Sibusiso Ngwenya, also middle name Nick, the founder of Skinny Sbu Socks, has turned his chic socks into a fashion statement. I've got Sbu Socks in front of me, Skinny Sbu Socks. These are Colonel Mustard in the library. Lovely. These are very French-inspired, sailing-inspired. Lovely. I'm not sure what these are.
Houndstooth is a very classic design.
Houndstooth in a jacket, usually, not in socks.
Usually in a jacket or a three-piece suit, but now we put it on a sock.
On a sock. There, the barber's pole. Put your foot on the desk. You're wearing your wares today.
Yes.
There we go. And then this looks like a corporate logo of your own. This is your corporate logo on the sock.
That's the.
Someone who's helping other pioneers kick down doors. He can help them kick down doors in style. His name is Sibusiso Ngwenya. Now, before I continue talking about this brother, I need my drink. Can I have my drink over there? All right, cool. And tickle. Ladies and gents, he's got his own socks brand, which he started at a university campus. And we're really, really proud of this boy. He's done some work with Richard Branson. He's been traveling the world, giving talks all over the world. He's a very young entrepreneur with his own socks brand, Skinny Sbu Socks.
I'm skinny, my name is Boo, and I love socks. The story dates back to when I was a kid.
We visited his family home to meet his mentor.
Now, obviously, your family has played a huge role in your entrepreneurial development. Like, who is the most influential?
My gran. You know, she's an amazing woman. Actually, come in, meet my grandmother.
I didn't think that Sibusiso will be an entrepreneur, but I teach him to be entrepreneur because he used to go with me to go and sell some things, you know.
A lot of people are mentored by big businessmen in the world. Me, I got it right here at home from my grandmother. You know, she taught me a lot about branding because when she went to go sell, she looked presentable all the time. And that's when, from a very young age, I knew that personal branding is important also when you're in business.
Spoo chose to sell limited runs of each design and price them as an exclusive item. Decisions which identified him among Africa's 30 most promising entrepreneurs under 30.
What do you think of Spoo Skinny Socks?
I love the brand, especially because, you know, as young South Africans, we need to start thinking of ourselves more as creators, more as industrialists. So to see him execute at such a high level on a brand that he's built is just, for me as a young person, inspirational as a peer. And I think it's very important for South Africans to be exposed to that.
What does it mean to be connected to the Forbes 30 Under 30 Africa at such a young age?
The most meaningful one for me is that you're going to employ thousands of people. It just means that I'm on the right path with what I'm doing, being recognized by such a huge publication. So, yeah, it's just a stamp of approval that you're on the right track, son.
Well, the proof is certainly in the pudding. Shall we show them?
Show them.
Show them! Check it out. Spoo Skinny Socks.
I think yours look better, though.
Apparently they're classic.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, this is a classic. This is from our first collection. But I'm wearing the most colorful one, you know, because I'm the star of the show.
Yeah, you are the stylish show. Spoo, I just wanted to say congratulations. We can't wait to see your star rise even higher than what it has already. Go make South Africa proud, brother.
Thank you very much, Chris. Thank you, Top Billing. Thank you, South Africa. Here's to one of the best and the biggest sock brands to ever come out of the African continent, Skinny Sbu.
Now it's time to party. Let's go.
Yes, let's do this.
So 27-year-old entrepreneur and owner of famous sock brand Skinny Sbu Socks.
My name is Sibusiso Ngwenya. I'm a 27-year-old entrepreneur from the
Me and you.
Welcome back. Our next guest, I like saying that because I'm the future Letterman. Our next guest is an innovative businessman. Skinny Sbu is famous for his stylish, authentic luxury sock brand that has taken South Africa by storm. Welcome to Training SA, Sbu.
Mr. Letterman, thank you very much.
No. Wow. Feed the monster.
The brand is called Skinny Sbu Socks. So my name is Sbu. I'm skinny. I sell socks. So me and my brand are one. But also I'm a marketer at heart. I believe that branding is everything. Branding, marketing, and advertising is the reason why Coca-Cola is still #1 in the world, because they've never relaxed and said, we are selling enough cans right now, let's cut down on the marketing budget. I'm using my own funds to market my brand, and I'm forced really on a daily to find creative, cheap ways to get the business out there. I was a news anchor actually at a radio campus, University of Johannesburg, and I was reading a story about 2 entrepreneurs in New York who have started this sock business and now it's booming. And I said, hey, but I have an appreciation for socks, because at the time I remember I had collected something like 70 pairs of socks of my own. So for me, it was a natural transition to move from a sock collector to now building one of Africa's premier sock brands. And I immediately went to Mr. Price store. My mom had given me 70 rands to go spoil myself with a meal. And I remember the socks were marked down to 5 rand each. I repackaged them with a golden orange string, and I started selling them to my friends on social media. And I must emphasize this. I think if you happen to be starting your business in this age, you have the luxury of having automatically an audience of something like 2,000 people on your personal Facebook, which are your friends. And that is what happened to me. The start of my relationship with Starter Force was a great blessing, because it meant that I'm now a mainstream brand, But I spent a lot of money as a young entrepreneur trying to market his business. I was supplying a couple of stores throughout the country. I was taking care of the distribution myself. I was taking care of the marketing, internal in-store marketing, and also driving traffic outside the store. I was taking care of the entire Skinny Sbu business inside Starter Force. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, because immediately after all that, we now were able to put our product at 20 Markham stores throughout the country. And since then we've been adding, and now we're adding 10 more stores. So that's just been the journey from Starter Force, and how it had a replifying effect on me personally as an entrepreneur within the business and the business itself. And right now, as we're sitting here, Markham has 350 stores throughout the country. So they're one of the biggest distributors throughout the continent. And I specifically targeted them. I went to the Foschini group, I pitched my business. And not to sound funny, I had a strong case, I'd been running my business for 3.5 years. I had incredible numbers on social media. I had incredible numbers on the streets. People were demanding my product. And I had an incredible products and quality to back all that noise. So they said, you know what, let's give it a try. And I was in negotiation with them for 9 months. And I was very particular with every detail of the contract, because I've been burnt before. The DNA of the brand is taken from the creator of the brand. I'm an incredible storyteller. I come from a family of storytellers, so it's very important for me to still have that element of storytelling in my brand. For example, if you look at this particular pair, which I'm wearing today, it's a Ndebele inspired sock. from this collection, we took the spirits and the stories of 5 South African kings and rulers. We were telling the story of the Zulu king, Shaka Zulu, the Basotho king, Moshweshwe, the Xhosa king, Uyenza, and the Ndebele king, Usobuza, and try and take their culture, try and take their teachings and put them in a sock. And all the time, because we're an urban brand also, that is a premium positioning, we try and figure out how can we make it modern, how can we make it appeal to the masses. And that is when we mix culture and storytelling and future focus and put it in a sock. When I first created this collection, I was inspired a lot by corporate guys who has gray pants and a white shirt, and it's just limited to that, you know. So that's the kind of market that we're speaking to when we're starting the brand. So that's when you get the very simple kind of designs, but they are very hip and they have a bit of personality.
I came to Joburg 10 years ago wanting to pursue my dream of being an actor. And then it didn't work out for the first 3 years. So after that, I needed money for auditions, for rent and stuff. My mom gives me $70. I bought 14 pairs of socks. I repackaged them with a golden orange string, and then I started selling them.
And entrepreneurship is not always about solving a world problem. Sometimes it's about doing things you love to do and sharing your passions and creativity with the world. I've got one such entrepreneur, Skinny Spoo Socks, as we've come to know you. That's the name of the brand.
Yep.
And you, sir, go by the name Skinny Spoo.
That's it.
There's a story behind why you created Skinny Spoo. Tell us a little bit about yourself and really how the brand of socks came about.
I think the reason why I created Skinny Spoo, it was a revenge to all my high school peers who used to tease me for being tall and skinny.
And you're pretty tall.
I'm extremely tall, honey. And I said to myself, I am going to build a premium global brand that celebrates who I am. I'm Spoo, I'm skinny, and I love socks, with the hopes that people across the globe, whether you're extremely tall like myself, you're short, you're big boned, you're skinny, you're extremely dark or light, you're going to look at this one guy who's celebrating himself, and you're also going to look at yourself and start celebrating the person that you are. And when I was 21 years old, almost a decade ago, I had an idea of starting a sock business. And I started out very small. I went to a retail shop. I bought 70 pairs of socks at 5 rand each. I repackaged them and I started selling them for 25 rands each. Thank God to the power of social media, I already started selling to my 2,000 friends on Facebook. Instagram was not there at the time. And because I'm a student of PR, I knew how to really package my story very well and trade it with media houses. So I'd give you this story and you give me airtime so that I'm able to speak to people across the country. And fast forward to after a year of doing that exercise, my story was picked up by CNN. They put it on their platform. It was blasted across the globe. Suddenly guys in China, in Lagos, in Abu Dhabi, in New York knew that somewhere in South Africa there's a tall, skinny guy who's selling socks.
Yes, because I have my own personal ambitions as well that I want to fulfill.
And I thought this was a big one. You still have other things you want to take on.
I still have other things. No, I still want to be the world's best husband to my wife.
Wow.
You know, I want to be an incredible father, and I want to immerse myself in it.
Program. Now, Usibusiso Ngwenya, an industrialist of the future, who is going to give South Africa its first own car.
I paid the price to be the main man. 10 years running with the same guy. Now they recognize me like a name brand. I think
So for me, I've made it.